welcome to the 19th edition of the Sploro Cascade Funding webinar series. Today, we are diving into the rural-urban innovation. So I'm Paula, nice to meet you. I'm the communications lead at Sploro, and it's a pleasure to be your host once again for this monthly session. I hope everyone's doing great. Thank you everyone for coming. All right, so in this session, we'll be exploring exciting Cascade funding opportunities once again, but this time designed to bridge rural and urban areas through cutting-edge technologies and collaborative solutions. So whether you're an innovator, a regional authority, change maker, or innovator, today's webinar is for you, and it's packed with insights to help you secure funding and scale your project. So you'll be creating, hopefully, smarter, more sustainable rural-urban connections in the near future. All right, so in today's Info Day, we'll introduce you to 3 exciting open calls that could transform your ideas. We'll be having RURBANIVE, PoliRuralPlus, and SPADE. So these initiatives are designed to support innovative projects tackling real challenges in rural development, urban regeneration, AI-driven strategies, and drone technology for agriculture and environment. But you'll be seeing that further on. And we'll be starting off with Christos Abdelas. Christos, he'll be presenting RURBANIVE and the open call for rural-urban enablers. So Christos, he's a project manager at Reframe.food. And well, this open call supports the development of rural-urban enablers, innovation, fostering urban-rural synergies, and well-being economies.
As was already mentioned, my name is Christos Abdelas. I work as project manager at Reframe Food, and we are involved in the RURBANIVE project, the Rise of Europe project, and we're leading the open call. So for today's presentation, we're gonna cover these 6 main points. So first of all, RURBANIVE, as I mentioned before, is a Rise of Europe project. The full title of the project is Rural-Urban Synergies Emerged in an Immersive Innovation Ecosystem. And the project will establish an innovation framework for rural-urban transformation based on 7 co-creation labs, which will address social and environmental challenges by co-developing social and technical innovations, enablers, as we call them, in 6 domains known to favor bidirectional rural-urban synergies. I'm gonna, later during my presentation, we're gonna see a bit more details about the co-creation labs and the 6 domains that I just mentioned. Regarding the open call, the scope of it is to address a wider range of societal and environmental challenges related to the 6 RURBANIVE domains, harness the potential of using data from multiple sources and make users themselves part of the solution, enable the transferability and accelerate the uptake and upscale of the RUEs, the rural-urban enablers, at the pan-European level towards sustainable and resilient rural areas. And finally, to enhance RURBANIVE's community store by adding at least 6 more RUEs based on the synergies between rural and urban environments across Europe. What is important to mention here regarding the open call is that the new digital rural-urban enablers will be applied to geographical areas other than the existing 7 rural-urban co-creation labs, the RUCLs, as we call them, testing them in other regional typologies and cultural, social, and local economic conditions than those of the RUCLs. And these sub-projects will also be enhanced by new business models through participatory processes with rural and urban communities and relevant good practices. Here, there is an overview of the 6 domains that I mentioned in the beginning. We have a short description, but you can see, I can briefly mention the titles. It's improving logistics and shortening value chains, ecosystem and biodiversity restoration, regional circular bioeconomy development, user engagement, empowerment, society and territorial awareness, culture, landscape and heritage access and promotion, and enhanced mobility. And maybe here it's gonna have a better overview of what I just mentioned, and also in relation to the domains, the enablers that the RURBANIVE project is working on, as well as the RUCLs that I mentioned again earlier, the domains. remain the same. The first column in the middle, you can see that in Prague, in Czech Republic, there is an enabler working on a socially driven digital platform to educate and popularize the food industry for the general public. In Milos, an island in Greece, there is a quarry restoration with Mediterranean biome, adapted plants and crops, and a botanical path tour. In Lower Austria, which is also the only RURBANIVE that is a region and not takes place at the regional level and not at the local level, there is an enabler for the circular bioeconomy to optimize regional biomass streams by standardizing data collection and visualizing resource flows. In Kedainai, Lithuania, sorry, it's a bit difficult to pronounce. The enabler is about leveraging local resources to drive equitable economic development and balanced exchange of value between rural and urban areas. In Burgos, Spain, to employ different cognitive computing tools to foster sustainable tourism by attracting urban populations to rural areas through personalized experiences. And finally, both in Lemko, Germany, and in Trikala, Greece, there is a simulation software that will explore alternatives to enhance connectivity between urban centers and their suburban and rural counterparts. Regarding the application for the open call, the open call foresees the consortia of 2 to 4 partners, but I need to highlight that at least one of the partners needs to be a technology and service provider, SMEs and other private non-profit or pro-profit organizations, technological spin-offs, research institutions, etc., and at least one end user from the rural urban environment. Again, you can see we're talking about local, regional administrations, civil society, cooperatives, associations, etc. The focus of the application must be on geographical areas other than the existing 7 RURBANIVEs, testing them at the same time in other regional typologies and cultural, social, and local economic conditions than those of the RURBANIVEs. Here, maybe I need to clarify that we're talking at NUTS 3 level, so we can still apply being within the same regional, but not the same localities that the RURBANIVE's enablers are being tested and developed. Here, a nice map to have an overview. I think it's easier to understand where these 7 RURBANIVEs are taking place. These enablers are taking place, the geographical areas. And regarding again, here's a table of the open with an overview of the open call. The launch date was on the 13th of January 2025. The open call will fund at least 6 projects with a total open call budget of 600,000 euros, and the duration of the projects will be 12 months with 12-month implementation period that is breakdown into 3 phases. The open call is open for submissions until the 31st of March, so more or less 10 more days you have to apply. And I think regarding the consortia, I have already discussed about it. The max budget per project is 100,000 euros, and the budget per partner of the consortium ranges between 20,000 euros and 60,000 euros. And here are the 3 phases that I mentioned earlier. The first 4 months is regarding the design, the next 5 months about the development, and the final 3 months for the validation. Again, the application selection timeline. These are all for your information when you're going to receive the presentation. I said about the launch of the open call, the deadline. Then following the deadline, in April 2025, there will be the eligibility check and selection of the external experts. From May until June, we're going to have the evaluation and selection of the projects, and the contracting and announcement of the results will take place between June 2025 and August 2025. We have our own platform for the submission of your proposals, the opencalls.found platform. It's an online application and will be used as a tool to select the evaluators, the external evaluators, collect the application submitted by the open call participants, have the applications reviewed and marked by the evaluators, create the rank list, and communicate transparently with all applicants and reviewers. The submission pathway here, of course, some key points that you need to be aware of. Most important, check all open call documents and timeline, register, create an account on the page of the open call. This will be the central interface for managing the proposal applications for the remainder of the open call. Check the specific eligibility criteria. This is very important. For the application, fill in all the necessary information, submit your application on time. It's going to close on the 31st of March, that's for sure. And once the open call is closed, the eligibility check of your application will be performed and further processed. This is, we also have at the same time, we're running an open call for evaluators, and 2 external evaluators will be assigned to each proposal. I'm not going to go through it since now we're talking about the open call and for the proposals, for the projects that will be selected. Regarding the implementation of the payments, the selected projects will be launched in September 2025, having an implementation timeframe of 12 months, as I mentioned earlier, until August 2026, and divided into 3 phases. I already mentioned them, but maybe it's good for you to have in mind that they're all linked to deliverables, and we also have the breakdown of the payments. A payment of 20% of the total fund will be in phase 1, in phase 2, 50%, and the final 30% in phase 3. And no pre-financing is foreseen. And regarding the other implementation requirements, in all selected sub-project, payments are deliverable based, meaning that all sub-grantees will have to deliver specific reports after the end of each phase to receive the payment. A minimum 7% of the funding will be allocated to the deployment of dissemination activities, just to mention info days, workshops, or informal events to promote the RURBANIVE results. And all 6 RURBANIVE's rules developed by the selected consortia of the open call will be integrated into the community store. This is a key outcome of the project, integrating enablers, practices, models, and other results of the project to be accessed and visualized through rural-urban immersiveness. And of course, I think it goes without saying that the selected sub-grantees are the indirect beneficiaries of European Commission funding, and they're responsible for the proper use of the funding. And I think almost done with my presentation, that all interested applicants should visit RURBANIVE's website for any updates. And we have also a frequently asked questions section that we try to update based on the emails and the questions that we receive from people interested and partners interested in applying for the open call. And questions can be submitted until Wednesday, so until next Wednesday, basically, through email to the RURBANIVE support team. You can see the email here, or through the frequently asked questions section, and the responses will be made available by Friday, 28th of March. Please read carefully all the open call kit before submitting your application. And of course, by applying, you automatically accept the terms and conditions of the open call as described in the open call kit.
This one is PoliRuralPlus and Mobilise call, and it'll be presented by Marketa Kolerova. She's the communication manager at Plan for All. So this call funds initiatives that leverage AI-driven solutions to enhance rural-urban interactions, including hackathons, data-thons, and ideathons across 9 European Union regions. But let's give a warm welcome to Marketa. So whenever you're ready, you can share. Thank you.
As already said, my name is Marketa Kolerova. I'm working for Plan for All, which is the organization that is in charge of the open calls within the PoliRuralPlus project. Our project has quite a long and a very overwhelming title, but to put it simple, we are focusing on advancing the sustainable and inclusive rural-urban development. What we are using is the ICT tools that we want to leverage into the regions and to somehow bridge the gap between the rural and urban. Some simple numbers about the project. The PoliRuralPlus project spans over 3 years. We have an overall budget of 6 million euros. Our consortium is formed by 20 partners from throughout the whole Europe. We are in 13 countries and we have 9 piloting regions. And in contrary, maybe to other projects, we decided to go with 4 open calls, not only 1, but 4 of them. So this is just a brief overview of our consortium. As you can see, we are spread well across Europe, and we are led by the Czech Technical University in Prague. So if there is something I would like you to remember from my presentation, that's this information, that everything everything you need to create proposal that will be successful can be found on our website. If you go to PoliRuralPlus.eu/open calls or even Mobilise call, you will see all the necessary information. As I already said, we have 4 open calls that are independent, yet somehow continuous. That means that you can apply into all calls. It's strongly encouraged because if you win, let's say, outreach call, you can then work on more on your ideas during the other calls. But they are independent, meaning that this is not obligatory. And if you haven't applied for the previous calls, you feel free to apply for the next ones. So the outreach call has already ended the implementation phase, and we are now at the very last phase. The Mobilise call is open since January and will close precisely in 10 days. And that's the core why we are today here. But I would also like to mention the other 2 calls. It's Develop and Enhance. Both of these calls will be open during May this year and will go simultaneously. But more about it later. Okay, we have a thorough budget of 900,000 euros for all these 4 open calls. The first ones are quite small. The outreach call was only 5,000, but the Mobilise is 10,000 euros. These 10,000 are being spread. Well, not spread. Each of the winner will have this funding, and we are supposed to find 9 winners. In the Develop and Enhance, the funding is significantly higher. The Develop offers up to 100,000 euros, and that's because that's the biggest call where our applicants will be encouraged to develop completely new solutions. Okay, so in this graphics you can see everything important. We are financing 9 proposals with 10,000 euros. The deadline is 5 p.m. on 31st of March, and we are targeting 9 regions in Finland, Latvia, Ireland, Czech and German border, Slovakia, Spain, Italy, Greece, and Malta. And in each of this region, the winning call is supposed to organize a hackathon, ideathon, or dietathon, while they will use the tools that are being developed within our project. The timeline is quite simple. The call has been open on January 31st. As mentioned already, it will close on March 31st. For April, there is the plan that the proposals will be evaluated and the winners will be selected. During May, we will tackle all the administrative issues and sign the sub-grant agreement. And then there will be the implementation phase that will last about 6 months from June till November 2025. We are collecting applications from actually any type of organization that have the operational and financial capacity. In this call, I mean Outreach and Mobilise, we only collect single applications, meaning no consortia or joint submissions are possible. Whereas in the other calls, the develop and enhance, forming a consortia will be completely fine and encouraged. Organizations that are based or established in EU member states or associated countries are eligible. Okay, so imagine you are composing your proposal, and beside of having some kind of technical idea, you need to also align closely with the specific objectives of these 9 regions where we are piloting. So in Ireland, Monaghan County, our partners are focusing on advancing the circular economy and exploring entrepreneurship and innovation in environmental products and services. In Slovakia, and this applies to the whole Republic, they are revitalizing the rural regions through inclusive stakeholder engagement while strengthening political leaderships and enhancing capacity building efforts. In the Central Greece regions, our partners are providing training in sustainable agritech technologies and promotional services for agritourism. In Italy, we are focusing on Apulia region, where our partner is establishing a short food supply chain to strengthen the connections between rural and urban areas. Then we have a Finnish pilot in Malusioki district. It's a fun pilot, I would say, because they are building a rural event industry ecosystem that fosters the community engagement and public-private partnership and economic opportunities, of course, through these rural events. The Czech-Bavarian border, the pilot is a little bit different, meaning it spans over 2 states, but only in the close area of this border. And these partners are enhancing connectivity, innovation, and social capitals across rural and urban areas by creating environment for rural startups and strengthening territorial identity. And our last 3 pilots in Spain, in Segovia and region of Sierra Mancha Conquenz, they are focusing on mainly cultural heritage. And in the Segovia Archaeological Park, that is to be as a focal point for community collaboration and economic development. If we move on to the Latvian Vidzeme planning region, there is a development program already exists, but for this program, our partner is developing or would like to develop a transparent and reliable system for collecting, aggregating, and communicating regional development progress to the public. And our very last but not least pilot is in Malta. And this pilot targets the digital transformation and entrepreneurial capacity building in rural areas with the aim to level up the agricultural sectors through digitization and youth empowerment. And what are the plus points? It's definitely one of the main objectives of our project, and that is the bringing the technologies into the regions. But there is the list of the technologies we are using, like Jackdo Geo AI chatbot. It's a very nice tool. PoliRuralPlus Hub, which is basically our website, but it's not just a website, it's actually a content management system. We can use Map Whiteboard or Rural Attractiveness Explorer. All these tools are available to the applicants, but please, if you want to hear anything concrete, just ping me a message via email and I will put you through with my colleagues from the technical team. So when planning the proposal, you have to take into account that you are also obliged to deliver. And because the applicants will organize a hackathon event, we expect a detailed report and of course some media outputs. It will be at least 2 news articles and 3 blog spots. You can either use our website or also publish definitely on your own website, the applicants. Okay. One more time, I would like to stress that all the necessary informations are available on our website. If you go there, you can see this green box with the download buttons where you can download the guidelines for applicants, call for proposal, also the part B, like template of the technical description of the proposal, and also a contract for the provisioning of financing. This is very important. So the submissions are not done through any other site, any other website than our own. If you simply click on the fill in the form, and I would strongly recommend you to check the form in advance, because we are requiring some documents that are proving the legal status of the organization and also documents identifying the beneficial owners. This is something required by our coordinator and to make the process easier for us. So please go through this form. You will put there so-called Part A information. It's similar like in Horizon Europe submission process. You will upload the technical part and then you click submit. Please do that before the deadline, March 31st at 5, because then it will not work anymore. And that's it about the Mobilise call, but I would also like to remind you again about the 2 calls that are coming this May, Develop and Enhance. The Develop call will be focused on development of a new tool or application, and the Enhance call should in somehow complement the initial pilot cases. They are a little bit different than the first 2 calls. Basically, you are allowed to form consortia, and you don't need to focus the activities directly in the regions that are piloting. You might find inspiration, and you can use the objectives somehow from the pilots, but you don't need to focus on these areas. Okay. That's basically it for me. Here are our social media, so please stay with us, go through our website. If you have technical question, just send your email to opencalls@PoliRuralPlus.eu. And now I thank you for your attention, and I'm open to any of your questions.
But now we're moving on to the last project. So this will be presented by David Gaborici. He's a senior project manager at Sploro. And well, this call, it's all about open innovation for agriculture, drone technology advancement. So SPADE is developing an intelligent ecosystem promoting sustainable digital services in agriculture, forestry, and livestock. By the way, let me tell you, we also have the coordinator Aris with us here.
All right, so I'll start. So welcome to the SPADE Open Call 2. First of all, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's presentation on SPADE Open Call 2. My name is Gaborici David, and I'm excited to introduce you to this fantastic opportunity for innovation in drone technology for agriculture and forestry. Now let's dive into the details of the SPADE Open Call. The next slide is about the agenda meeting that we have for today, but taking into consideration that SPADE is not yet launched, I am a little bit restrictive with the information that I will provide you today. Anyhow, I structure the info in order to provide you the big picture of the SPADE Open Call. So, what is SPADE? SPADE is the acronym. Of course, we have a big name for this title. So SPADE is the multi-purpose psychical cyber agri-forest drones ecosystem for governance and environmental observation. I mean, in other words, SPADE is an ambitious project founded by the European Union under the Horizon Europe program. It brings together 21 partners from 9 European countries and 1 associated country. It is coordinated by CERT, which is located in Greece. The project is focused on leveraging drones to enhance sustainability in agriculture, forestry, and livestock management. And of course, why choose SPADE? Because with smart drones and data-driven insights, we are not just observing the environment, we are protecting it for the future generation. I'll jump directly to the other slide, which is the SPADE objective and ambitions. The core objective of SPADE include developing a robust ecosystem for UAV-based digital services, optimizing drone usability, and improving governance models. The project harnesses artificial intelligence and machine learning to analyze agricultural data, aiming to drive sustainability and innovation in farming and forestry. Another slide. You see my other slide now? All right. So we are at the SPADE Open Call overview. SPADE Open Call 2 offers a total funding pool of 525K, of course, euros. We are discussing only in euros, supporting up to 9 projects. Each project will have a 6-month duration, focusing on innovative drone application. The application window closes on May 26, 2025, so there is an ample time to prepare strong proposal. Of course, we are aiming to launch the call on next Monday, on 24 March 2025. So be prepared for that. Also, you will find here the QR to our website, and you will find more information there related to the open call. So the open call is structured around 3 universal challenges. And of course, 3 case studies, each targeting critical areas in the drone technology. Applicants can propose solutions for swarm communication, advanced drone system, and image processing, or tackle a real-world application in open field agriculture, forestry, and livestock farming. For more information, please access the QR code and of course mark your calendar for the upcoming Info Day, which we aim to hold on 26th of March 2025 at 10 p.m. Set time. But if you access the QR code here, you'll find all this information there. So the eligibility and application process. Applicants must be legally established in eligible European or associated countries only. The call is open to SMEs and startups, to research institutions, and of course to NGOs and foundations, which are focused on drone technology and agricultural innovation. Application must be submitted online through the Sploro platform. Again, if you scan the QR code, you will find the link to the platform and more info as well. So we are discussing now about funding and support. Funding will be distributed based on the project milestone. We want to ensure alignment with the SPADE goals. The selected project must comply with the open source requirements and will receive mentorship and technical guidance. Related to the payments, in the month 1 of the project implementation, you will need to develop your KPIs. And in the month 3, you will have the to deliver us the interim reports. Following that, the first payment will be made in the month 4, or the end of month 3, but in the beginning of month 4, more exactly, and will covering half of the total project budget. More specifically here, the project funded with a total funding of 60K will receive the half of money, which will be 30Ks there. The evaluation and selection process will be applicants will be assessed based on team capability, technical excellence, implementation strategy, and expected impact. A multi-stage evaluation process ensures fairness and select the best proposal from funding. The review stage will be composed of eligibility check, challenge alignment verification, external evaluation by experts, and score normalization and final selection. At this step, external evaluation by experts, I want to tell you that we already launched the call related to the external evaluation. So if you consider that you have expertise in this domain, access our website, and there you will find also information related to the evaluators for the SPADE Open Call 2. So now we have not the last slide, but all right, it's related to key dates and next steps. So to recap, application is open on March 24 next week, and the deadline is May 26. Results of this process will be announced somewhere in July, and selected project will commence shortly after that. So I encourage you to start preparing early and to develop the best solution. So we have now the Q&A, and I want to thank you for your time. I hope this session has provided you the bigger picture of the Open Call 2. If you have any question, feel free to ask now or reach out through the provided contact channels. We are looking forward to receive your application and advancing drone innovation together. But before jumping to the Q&A session, taking into consideration what is happening in Europe, I want to share you one important statement that I developed for this meeting. So the planet is not ours. It belongs to the future generation who will come after us. So let's protect the environment and not to destroying it.
Thank you very much for everyone who joined us today in this 19th session of Cascade Funding Opportunities. Thank you very much for trusting us once again. And thank you, speakers, for taking your time and presenting these awesome projects who are developing, well, our future world. And we must have this awareness of taking care of our planet. So yeah, thank you also attendees, because I'm sure you're creating awesome projects to take care of that. I encourage you to subscribe to cascadefunding.eu, because you'll be finding, well, the best opportunity that might fit you and make you successful. So yeah, let's work together, connected and driving rural-urban connections for the future. Have a nice weekend, everyone. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. Bye.